When it comes to dating, the topic and experience can be a little challenging for single parents. There's a lot to consider and protect in that process. But Roma spoke with somebody who may be able to make that process a little smoother for you.
Welcome to relationship therapist and dating coach, Dr. Christie Kederian. This is such a great topic. I feel like our audience may need some advice. What are some things that single parents can do when they decide to start dating? Because if they have kids, there's a lot to it.
Definitely. So something that I always tell my clients that are single parents who are trying to navigate modern dating is that you really want to focus on spending quality time and energy, obviously with your family, but also in the dating world. So you want to make sure that you're going on dates that are really potentially leading to that healthy long-term relationship. You don't want to be wasting time and energy texting endlessly with people that there's not really a future with, or going on in-person dates, trying to navigate, childcare and all these other factors. So it's really important to make sure that your time with your family and energy is the priority throughout the dating process.
That's kind of tough because how do you know if someone is the person until you meet several people? But maybe that's the point here, is as the older you get, you know what you want. And so maybe that's where you're saying just be a little more particular with who you're choosing to spend your time with. But you also say that single parents should avoid PDA with their new person that they're dating. Why is that?
Sometimes, depending on the age of your kids, PDA and even being in a new relationship or dating can be somewhat confusing. So I think it's important to prioritize how your kid views you and make sure that in the beginning, as they're starting to get accustomed to your new relationship, there isn't an overbearing amount of PDA so that it doesn't make them feel uncomfortable and you're able to process this transition really smoothly with them and allow a lot of space for them to get accustomed to this new life.
Definitely good advice there. And this is really important too. So, okay, you're dating, you're having fun, you're enjoying each other, but your kids are still kind of out of the loop. Should parents tell their children about who they're dating right away?
I usually recommend that you wait to tell your kids about who you're dating until you're in an exclusive or committed relationship. And the reason for that is that you want to have a direct conversation most of the time with your kids. A lot of single parents tend to say things like, "This is mommy's friend," and things like that. And what's most important is being honest and upfront with them, but also in a way that they can understand. So I usually recommend waiting until that exclusive commitment so that there isn't that confusion and the roller coaster of emotions that can sometimes happen.
Very good to keep in mind, definitely. I do hear a lot of people say that this is mommy's friend, but I think the more you're honest and just straightforward, the kids will appreciate it. And even with that, you say that kids, you should be calm when you're telling your kids about this new person, calm and happy. Have you experienced people being nervous or jittery? Why is that?
Yeah, I think it's all in how you are handling the dating process, and that really comes through your communication with your children and making sure that you make a lot of space for the variety of emotions that could come up and questions that can come up. So it's really when you are ready to talk to your kids about someone in specific or just the process, it's really important that you feel comfortable and at ease in that space so that they don't get insecure because of your own insecurity around the process.
So true. All of this was very helpful. I hope that we helped some people in our audience this morning. How can people reach out to you?
Yeah, so you can visit my website, therapyfordating.com, or I hang out on Instagram a lot, the Date Dr. Christie.
Well, thank you so much for your time, doctor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That is some really useful information. And now you know what to do when you swipe right.